Pumpkin spice latte. If you clicked on this video, chances are you don't have enough money to buy one at Starbucks. But don't worry, neither do I. So let's pretend we're doing it for health reasons. You know, so we can die healthier during the nuclear holocaust. It all starts with pumpkin.
Who would have thought? Not me.
First of all, preheat the oven to 180 degrees fan off. Then let's cut the pumpkin in half. Or at least die trying. Then imagine you're Steve Rogers and tear it apart. Scoop out the pumpkin's babies and make sure none are left behind, because we're pro-life when it comes to vegetables. Put both halves on a baking tray, rub them with neutral oil or deploy the grease atomizer 3000 like I do. Flip them cut side down and bake for 40 minutes or until they stop resisting their inevitable end. Once the time is out, take the pumpkin out. See what I did here? No? Never mind. Check doneness by stabbing it with something sharp, as though it just asked you about weather in London. Once cooled, remove the skin and blend the soft part into puree, or purée, whichever sounds fancier on camera. Now things get relatively simple. Water, sugar, brown sugar, optionally glucose syrup if you're feeling fancy, and a pinch of salt into a pot. Medium heat, gentle simmer, stir until sugar dissolved, and do not boil hard, unless you're curious what crystallized regret looks like. Add cinnamon sticks, and if you're feeling reckless, ground cinnamon too. Then the rest of the spices and our special guest, Mr. Pumpkin Puree, who didn't ask to be here but is handling it pretty well. Simmer gently for about 3 minutes and stir occasionally. Remove from the heat, add vanilla, cover it up and let it rest for 20 minutes, because cinnamon sticks are socially awkward and they need some time alone to fully open up. Now you need to find a cheesecloth to filter the syrup, and preferably a friend, since doing this alone makes you look like you don't know what you're doing. Squeeze it out and then realize that the syrup is too runny. Throw it back into the pot, add more sugar, dissolve, simmer 5 minutes and leave to cool again. Ideally, you would want to pour it into a sterilized bottle or jar, so let's pretend this one's sterilized. Maybe. And you may ask, wow, how did you manage to make the exact amount to fill the bottle? Good question. Into the fridge it goes, where it can live rent-free for about 2 weeks, unlike you. Now the final quart. Make a latte with our homemade 100% natural pumpkin spice syrup Pro Max. And pretend you know what you're doing. Sprinkle with cinnamon, stir, and taste. Tastes like autumn. I would compare this to Starbucks version, but I don't have enough budget to buy one. So if any of you can afford Starbucks without checking your balance first, let us peasants know in the comments how close we got. As for my personal score, it is 12.6 pumpkin seeds out of 14. This batch makes about 12 lattes for 2.45 euros in total, so one portion of syrup equals around 25 cents. With milk and espresso, it makes about 80 cents per latte. Starbucks in Europe, 4.5 to 6 euros per cup, so you're literally paying 6 times more for them to spell your name wrong. And you may say, but Steven, in Starbucks you also pay for service, brand and experience. Well, my name's not Steven. Have a good day.